Okay, have some time between patients. So I got in a conversation today with some people on Instagram about the great 20-miler debate. You know, should you do a 20-mile long run before a marathon? I've done marathons without doing one. I don't think it's like absolutely necessary. It depends. I mean, if you're trying to PR or different things, I think you need to. If you're going to finish, if you've done a distance before, I don't think it's that necessary. The argument I had against the people, though, they threw out that method where you're not supposed to run over 3 hours, because after 3 hours they say there's no more physical benefit, which I think that sounds kind of, I don't know. I'd have to see some data on that. I don't know how you could run 5 hours and somehow have zero extra improvement. It sounds kind of backwards, but maybe I'm, like I say, just my opinion, I don't know. But anyhow, but here's the thing that gets missing so much about running that drives me insane. Anytime you see like people talk about running, most of the time they're only focused on the physical benefit of running. I'm getting stronger, I'm getting faster, I'm going to PR, I'm going to do this, do that. I very rarely see people mention the mental. And that's where I got, my point across to these people that were talking about the 3 hour limit. Yeah. Even if you get no more physical benefit after 3 hours, you cannot discount the mental toughness that it builds putting that much time on your feet over 3 hours, getting to push past the pain, past the fatigue, past just sometimes the boredom. Sometimes I just want to do something different. I'm not even really that tired. I'm ready to do something else. So there are huge benefits to doing a 20-mile long run. There's huge benefits to running over 3 hours. But now, if you're a 4-hour marathon, 3:30, okay. But now we're splitting hairs. But if you're someone like me, that's a 5-hour, 5.5 hour, 6 hour, 7 hour, I would highly suggest you don't just stop at 3 hours. Because I promise you, when you get to about mile 18, 19, 20, and those feet start killing you, and the mental fog kicks in, and you get fatigued, you need to learn how to deal with that in practice. You don't want the first time you've ever experienced these things to be 6-7 miles from a finish line, and you end up DNFing because it's such a sudden shock to you that you quit before you understand that if you just keep going, that a lot of times you can push through that and end up doing very well. I've done it many a times when I thought that I was a wrap. I remember my very first marathon in Nashville. I quit 5 times. I just couldn't find the stupid vehicle to take me back to the starting line. And I stuck with it, and I ended up finishing, and I did like a 6 hour and 1 minute, which, I mean, hey, for me, I was very proud of that. But like I said, I quit 4 or 5 times. I just couldn't find the stupid vehicle to take me back to the start. And then I just centered myself, took some deep breaths, and once I got like a mile or so, that feeling went away, and then I ended up feeling all right, And I mean, it hurt bad, but so my point is, the mental aspect of running oftentimes gets so overlooked, and that's something we need to really focus on and bring back. The mental, not only the mental toughness, but just the mental freaking gains you get from running. I haven't been on antidepressant or anti-anxiety medicine in years thanks to running. Love you, Supwell. Let's go back to work.